Helpfullo presents. Never marry a guy who has these 13 habits. Marrying a guy who is the complete opposite of your imaginary Mr. Right would be a great folly. Imagine being married to a guy who thinks you are not worthy of wonderful things, does not like to be seen with you and thinks of you as nothing more than his wife. Isn't it like the worst dream ever? Mind you, judging people for doing bad, immoral things is justified. So take some time out before you decide to marry a guy, even if you have dated him for a long time, and go through these 13 habits. If he has them, or most of them, reject him and shut the case close, because once you read these habits, you will realize that the only thing you need to do with this guy is either get him jailed or be miles away from him. Number 1. Narrow-mindedness. The idea of spending your whole life with a guy who is not open-minded sounds like a nightmare. You don't want to be with someone for the rest of your life who restrains you from doing all the normal things just because of his fear of things going wrong or his mistrust on you. That kind of negativity can ruin your life and make you regret marrying him. It is better to dump such a man at once instead of later regretting it when he displays his narrow-mindedness and makes your life hell. Number 2. Hates animals. Didn't you feel a little blasphemous even reading the phrase, hates animals? Who on earth hates animals? Nobody does, that is the answer. So if he does not like animals without any good reasons like allergies etc. and makes you choose between he and your pet, always choose your pet. Not having fondness of them is fine, but literally wanting to be away from them because they are animals shows great lack of empathy. You will be living with a cruel human animal if you decide to marry him. Enjoying this video so far? Well, keep watching because there's a lot of more good stuff coming up, but before moving on, if you are new on this channel, subscribe and leave a comment saying, "I subscribe," and I will personally reply to your comment. For more amazing videos like this, and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any updates. Number 3. The relationship rules mean nothing to him. He likes to play wild, and it is not a good sign. You tell to not do something and he does exactly the same. Not only is that disrespecting you, but it is completely disregarding the relationship rules. Every relationship has some ground rules that need to be followed naturally by both the partners, but if he goes off the line again and again without ever paying heed to your concerns about them, he is totally not worth marrying. Absolute disrespect should never be appreciated or given a second chance. Number 4. Breaks promises. A little mistake or a sometimes forgetful mind can be excused, and even a big promise, if broken once in a blue moon, can be forgiven too, but if the frequency of promise breaking increases visibly, then it is time for some cleaning and washing. If he nods vigorously while making promises and easily breaks those only days later, it obviously means that he is making a fool out of you. That is not a good relationship to be in, so reject that promise breaker and find a keeper. Number 5. Gives you secondary treatment. It gets messy when one of the two people is more into the relationship than the other one. It begins to fall apart since it is all about giving, taking, sharing and receiving, just like Joey said. So if you are the one giving your best to the relationship while he sleeps peacefully and does nothing at all, it means that you do not mean to him what he means to you. There is no point taking such an empty connection along, so do not marry the guy who gives you secondary treatment when you deserve to be the first priority. Number 6. Doesn't have moments of epiphany. A guy who constantly thinks that everything he does is utterly right and his decisions can never be wrong needs to have a reality check. It is, indeed, cruel to force someone to change for you and should not be done. But a person ought to realize his mistakes and be ready to make changes in himself accordingly for the sake of goodness. If he never experiences any moments of epiphany and never doubts anything he does, his cocksure behavior can be harmful for you as well. Number 7. Excessive excuses. Excuses are only a way of saying, "I am sorry, but I had more important things to do and you do not matter to me as much as you think you do." End of story. If he has more excuses than reasons and they are all too senseless to be true, he is only trying to lie to you, and if not, only feeling too lazy to include you in everything. Such behavior in the guy you are about to marry can be a turn-off and should be a turn-off. Number 8. Keeps the fights alive. Fights are good, even healthy, but not if they never end. It is completely okay to voice your opinions in front of your partner even if they oppose his own, and it is okay to have a discussion from two different points of views. But if he never agrees to settle on a decision and is not willing to let you keep your opinion, he is the problem. Both the people involved have to respect each other's differences. If he likes to the opposite and keeps the fights alive, you need to move away. Number 9 kills the conversations. He is a great talker, it is awesome, but as soon as it comes to you telling a story or sharing something, he cuts you down like it does not matter. He is the conversation killer. Not only do these habits show lack of conversation skills but also show your insignificance in his opinion, how your turn does not matter and he is better off without you pitching in on something. You don't want to be ignored like that for the rest of your life. Never make the mistake of marrying such a conversation killer. Number 10 liar. Small lies, cute lies and insignificant lies that are told for good are excusable and even justifiable, but lies that affect your relationship and are spoken again and again need to be dealt with. If not the lies, then the liar needs to be confronted. Relationships are all about trust and believing in each other. If he takes that away by breaking the code of taking confidence in each other, then he needs to be replaced. Lies damage a relationship slowly like termites damage wood. Number 11 hates family. No matter how annoying our parents can get sometimes, we can never really hate them or cut them off our lives. Family is where we started and forgetting them is no less than a sin. If he hates his family, just because family is annoying or for any other weak reason, then he is not fit to marry you or anyone else. Marriage is about starting a family. How do you expect him to start a family of his own if he is not able to cope with his own former family? Number 12 immature in his affairs. Be it friendship or his relationship with his boss, if he the kind of guy who throws people off after a minor fight or quarrel, he is not the right guy to be with. If his dealings with the people around him are hasty and he keeps cutting people off, he can easily cut you off one day. Impatience as a trait in the guy you are going to marry is not good. Number 13 abusive. Every other habit stops mattering when it comes to his violent nature. Love knows nothing about violence, be it physical or emotional. Run away from the guy who is violent in his dealings as far as possible. Try to change him if you think you can, but do not marry him any time before he has changed. You will be making the biggest mistake of your life if you marry a guy who does not know how to control his anger. If you love our video, then subscribe our channel for more helpful videos. Give us a like and comment your queries or suggestion in video comment box. Thanks and have a good day.